Hey everybody, how are you? Welcome back to my journey back to health. Um, Happy Transparent Tuesday. This is a segment that I'm going to be doing on a weekly basis where I'm going to be going over just some transparencies of my life and this journey as I'm going on it. And also welcome you all to share as well any difficulties or challenges you may have faced or are currently facing on your own health, weight loss journey, or just overall, lifestyle, healthy lifestyle challenge that you may be having. So I'm trying to, learn and get my content a little, shorter, you guys. So, I'm gonna be kind of quick today. I don't want to waste your time. I want to get straight to the point, but also not lose the meat or the quality of what I'm trying to convey. So today I'm going to be going over in my introduction. I went over some of the ailments that initially tried that came as a challenge for me that try to take away from my health. And one of those conditions was called Psuedotumor Cerebri. So today I just want to kind of go over that definition of what that actually is. That sounds so foreign. I had never heard of it before. Dumb thinking I had it, or trying to be a prognosis was given. And I know some of you probably never heard of it either. So I wanted to bring some clarity to that. Please forgive my hair. I did a workout today. Woo! So this is post-workout hair. So that's a good thing. So, I will be doing it soon. So just bear with me. Give me some grace on it, y'all. So, so according to www.mayoclinic.org, which is a very reliable site for any kind of medical conditions or terminology you may be looking for a definition on, that's a great source to go to. So Pseudotumor cerebri, according to them, occurs when the pressure inside your skull, intracranial pressure, increases for no obvious reason. Symptoms mimic those of a brain tumor, but no tumor is present. Pseudotumor cerebri can occur in children and adults, but is most common in obese women of childbearing age. When no underlying cause for the increased intracranial pressure can be discovered, pseudotumor cerebri may be called idiopathic intracranial hypertension. So again, all it sounds like it's weight related. Those terms you hear when you talk about obesity or just weight, too much weight. The increased intracranial pressure associated with the pseudotumor cerebri can cause swelling of the optic nerve and result in vision loss. Medications often can reduce this pressure, but in some cases surgery is necessary. So let's go over some of the symptoms. Wait for this to load, sorry. Well, I can tell you some of the symptoms. Okay, some of the symptoms that I personally was experiencing. Okay, here we go. Um, Signs and symptoms may include moderate to severe headaches that may originate behind your eyes and worsen with eye movement. True. Ringing in the ears that pulses in time with your heartbeat, like tinnitus, pulsative tinnitus. True. Nausea, vomiting, or dizziness. I didn't really experience that. Blurred or dim vision. True. Brief episodes of blindness lasting only a few seconds and affecting one or both eyes. Visual obscurations. True. Difficulty seeing to the side. True. Double vision, medically called diplopia. Diplopia. Seeing light flashes, definitely did experience that. Which medically is photopesia, and neck, shoulder, or back pain. Okay, so some of the symptoms. Now, causes. This is what blew my mind. The exact cause of pseudotumor cerebri in most individuals is unknown, but it may be linked to an excess amount of cerebral spinal fluid within the bony confines of the skull. Okay. So this is just some of the risk factors where they say basically obesity has been associated with pseudotumor cerebri, which occurs in 1 to 2 people in 100,000. About 4 to 21 obese women in 100,000 develop the condition. Obese women under the age of 44 are most likely to develop this condition. Okay, so I'm not going to go over all the like complications and stuff like that because we believe in God for healing, and the healing can and has occurred. Whether it's with me or with you or anybody else you may know that gets it. And a lot of times I feel like we feed too much into we feed our fear more than we feed our faith when it comes to a lot of conditions or even diseases or disorders. Not saying that we don't need to know. We need medical, assist. We need to seek professional medical assistance. However, you cannot let their word outweigh your faith and what God's word says. So, and that's something that I definitely have learned throughout this journey, and I'm still learning. Okay. Just want to see what else, if I want to share anything else they're talking about. If I see it of any value. Well, other thing basically was, anything else I can basically attest on my own. So, basically, these symptoms that, all those things that I listed, I remember experiencing. I did not know it was associated with any kind of ailment, any kind of pseudotumor disease, any kind of thing like that. All I knew was that I was facing some issues that I had never faced before. And again, mind you, all this was within my 6 weeks of giving birth. So, of course, it was a shock to me. Like, I just thought if anything else that it was just associated with the pregnancy, my body into getting back into its normal routine. So, like I just shared in my introduction, I went to a regular eye doctor, not eye doctor, but eye exam appointment, and I was rushed off to the, what they call a specialized eye doctor who is trained in the nerves of the eyes and the brain as well, and how it's connected. And that's when they was telling me all this stuff and telling me these things I had never heard before. So, and I remember even in my pregnancy, maybe towards the latter end, probably about 6 months, 7 months, where I would experience, like it said, those seconds of, where you can't see, of blindness. I wake up in the morning sometimes and I go to open my eyes open, but it was all frizzy. I couldn't see anything. So, and my doctor at the time, my gynecologist, just told me that was just probably from increased pressure from, gaining weight, and then the baby having pressure on my, in me. So basically, just to sum it up, that is a disorder that basically comes when it occurs more so in childbearing age women. As the doctor told me, the eye specialist, eye brain specialist told me that gain, an excess amount of weight in pregnancy, because it's sudden. That's where it stems from, when you gain a lot of sudden weight. And they say that sometimes, it can be something that you carry on for a lifetime or for a couple of years, or it can go right away. One of the biggest things, though, that you need to do and you have to do is to lose weight. So we all know that I'm doing that because I'm on this journey. So now the medication that they initially put me on, it's something with an A. Let me see if I can find it. But and I did. Oh, so let me also say the how they go about trying to diagnose the test you have to get. So I had to get an MRI, which was no fun to me at all. Like, I do not like closed spaces, so that in itself was a challenge. Then, after some times, I definitely stayed in prayer the whole time, whether or not I was going to go along with all the tests that they were asking me to do, because a lot of times doctors just want to, you have to understand that they make money too, and the way they have certain relationships with pharmaceutical companies. So, not to say that they don't want to see you well, however, you have to use discernment and know who you're dealing with as far as when it comes to medical treatment, because they can just be in it for the money. They may not have a sincere desire to actually want to see you do well versus just seeing you. They don't actually see you as a person versus seeing you as just a patient or a number. So you want to be mindful of that too. Um, so the medicine that she initially wanted to put me on after I had to get something that was called basically a spinal tap or a lumbar puncture. Basically, that's when they put this. You have to lay flat on your stomach, and they put this needle in between the vertebrae of your back to withdraw the cerebral spinal fluid to see the pressure, the number it is when it comes out, what's the rate of the pressure when it comes out of that into that needle. And there's some little, I guess, something in the needle that measures that. And your number, your the average person who doesn't have any issues, spinal pressure should be no greater than 20. Mine was 39. So it definitely was cause for concern. They wanted to get that excess fluid off. At the time, they did do some draining. I wouldn't say it was not like tremendously painful, but it was not wasn't pleasing either. It wasn't good either. So if you don't have to take that route, the MRI, thanks be to God, there was nothing there. Besides, like she said, maybe it's a little tendonitis because she probably, for my sinuses being flared up during that time. But other than that, there wasn't anything, no signs of anything else there. So it's be to God for that. But like they said, the spinal the pressure was a little high. So at that time, she wanted to put me on a 30-day supply of this medication. And the medication was called something with an A. I want to say, I know it's used. Well, when I did the research on the medication, what blew my mind was that this is the same medication that they use for not hitchhikers, rock climbers and people who live in high altitudes, but mainly people who like climb rocks, rock climbers and stuff like that, mountain climbers. Because when you go into high altitudes, it can cause certain complications. So this is a medication they give them. It's the same medication they wanted to get. They were putting them wanting to put me on. So it's a diuretic because it is a diuretic. And it's called acetazolamide. Acetazolamide. So I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but it's spelled ACETAZOLAMIDE. So, definitely, I as after some definitely prayer, consulting with my husband, and then just speaking to after this taking the time to find out other different alternatives. I did take the 30-day supply because the headaches were becoming very severe and the blurred vision was becoming very severe. So in conjunction with that, though, I did during that time use wisdom and also sort out holistic and natural ways to actually, because the main thing like the doctor told me, because I asked a lot of questions when I went to the doctor, when I finally went and, after they did the test they had to do, I asked a lot of questions. And the main thing she always kept telling me was that if you lose this weight and that it's about getting the pressure off, the extra fluid is what's causing the pressure that gives this false, because pseudo means false, gives this false tumor appearance, and that's why they call it Pseudotumor Cerebri, because it's your pressure, the cerebral spinal fluid isn't draining back off. It constantly every day goes through a recycling, more than once throughout the day. And in that condition, it does not drain off at the rate it should. So it's causing excess fluids to be built up, which is causing a pressure, which is giving that condition called Pseudotumor Cerebri. So I remember I kept hearing that. So what I started doing was looking into different ways and natural ways how you can get extra fluid regardless of where it is out of your body. Looking at foods that are natural diuretics and different like herbs. So something that came across that I have been using is this go-to right here. See that? So it is dandelion root. Dandelion root is a natural herb that is a diuretic, and it has been working. I can attest, it's been working miracles within me and my family. Have I seen where it's been able to help me as far as just keeping? Because what it does is just like any, but the difference between that natural herb, that tea is a diuretic, and the medicine they give you is that does not drain the potassium out of your body. Like when you go to the bathroom a lot with the medicines, the medications, medicinal, the prescription diuretics, they cause your body to lose potassium. With the natural one, that doesn't happen. So that was something that actually, triggered me and was like, wow, So again, this dandelion root has been amazing. It definitely has been helping me. I have seen and can definitely attest to the difference. I haven't been, thank you, Jesus. I haven't been suffering from any headaches recently. If it been a headache, it's been because my kids tripping, not because of those headaches from that stuff, and I can feel a difference in my body, as well as in conjunction with doing the things I need to do to lose the weight. I know it is happening and that I am healed and that the healing is continuing to manifest itself in the natural as I do the things I need to do. So, that's what I wanted to share with you guys today on Transparent Tuesday. Definitely please feel free to leave any comments. Don't forget that I am a certified life coach. So if you have any questions or, are seeking any kind of guidance, definitely business inquiries, feel free to email me at mjbtrishelle@gmail.com. Please connect with me on Instagram at majoratingback_2016, on Periscope at godsglamgirl_13. And I just gave the email, and a website will be coming soon. So, I just wanted to come with you guys and share that with you. Please feel free to leave any comments or any suggestions you may know of from even having this, knowing somebody who had this, or things that you may know of that are natural directs, or any comments that you may have for further questioning. So thanks you guys later, and I will check you out on the next day. And don't forget to subscribe to join the journey. Ta-ta.